Hi guys, what's up? This is what happens when Aaron puts my.
We did so much of a tech lead in of like, hey
so
Matt, you'll have
funny.
so much warning. Fuck, dude. Let's take it again. We'll take it again. We'll take
Another
it again. From the top.
No.
10 minutes of
No.
break.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Taking
fine.
it again? This is
Hi guys, welcome to the Q&A for the month of April.
So
April.
Yeah, it's April this month.
And
So organized.
hope you guys are doing
Lord.
good. Hope your week's been good. Hope your month's been good. I hope you've been enjoying these episodes of Unbeatable. I'm gonna mute the stream because I don't know why I have my other voice going in my other ear. But we're gonna answer some questions. A couple left over from the month of March. I can see Aaron is in high spirits. And knock out a couple April questions, and heck, we may even do this next month.
boo.
The first thing I believe Aaron wants to answer is a question from none of these places, because this is coming from the YouTube chat. If you also had the question of where do we get our monthly questions,
Where do we get our monthly questions?
we have a Patreon, we have a Discord. If you want to get access to our Patreon and our Discord,
Today.
go over to our Patreon and you get access to our Discord, where you
Wait,
can
we
get a
have
whole
a
bunch of
Patreon?
cool stuff.
Get over
Yeah,
it.
guys, we have a Patreon. Hop over there and check it out. It's pretty cool. And you get to participate in a whole bunch of really cool community weekly events, like
Yeah, super cool.
Kenna, do you
that was
remember?
Aaron for you to.
Oh,
Aaron,
I'll
that was
talk
your
about
cue
it
to
for a
pick up
second.
the-
I'll pick it up. I just want to quick ask the question.
Thanks, Aaron.
I don't
Kenna, do you
remember.
remember when Matt like started doing that? We have a Patreon bit, and it was incredibly like well thought out, and he had like a skit for everyone. And now it's just him streaking the word Patreon through the Doppler effect of his voice. That's the life we're
You
living.
said a lot of really good words just now.
a lot of hurtful words too.
And I have no memory and recollection.
Anyway,
Dang.
current.
You know what I do
community events.
remember?
Yeah, what's up?
We have a Patreon, guys,
You have a
and you
Patreon.
can get
Do you
access to
remember?
that
Do you remember
Patreon
when?
through
You remember?
clicking on the links in the description and or going to just Google it. Or
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
that would be it. That would be the way.
Yeah.
Take it away,
and,
Aaron.
Current
This is the
community
way.
events, because Matt tossed me a really good ball that I totally dropped on the floor. People have been asking, like, hey, what kind of community events do we have going around? We actually have a couple going on. We actually just wrapped up the April 2025 NPC contest, where members of our community could submit some villain stat
Ooh.
blocks that these players are not allowed to look at. Because
Excuse me?
yeah, because I need.
I have
grunts. I need villain grunts, and it's really tiring to
need
come up
grunts.
with all of the grunts.
All
I already
right,
have
then
to
we'll
make all
do
the other
some
characters.
shopping,
Yeah.
fire extinguishers, and
Yeah.
such.
Other currently ongoing
Flares.
community event going on right now is Unbeatable's favorite Pokemon, where every week we go
have a
over
couple of
the
rogue
like
flares.
favorite type of our community. So like for example,
Paper clips.
last week we did favorite fighting type for the community, and I think we actually had a tie if I remember correctly. I'm gonna go look it up real quick. Yeah, we had a tie between Krogunk and Lucario. I know that there were a couple community members really trying to get Krogunk to win, and I'm glad that it didn't win and that it just tied.
Great.
Same.
Following that up to another question.
Same.
This is in the YouTube chat, specifically coming from Dragon Lemur. How do you guys know what to name your community hours before they happen?
Thank you so much, Matt, for listening to my request at the beginning of this that I had already forgotten. I really appreciate you as a person because you're very just on it and very professional. I have to collate all your guys' questions into a document so that Matt can read it easier during all of these. So when I name these, I
Comic
generally
Sans, baby.
yeah, we change it on the Comic Sans. It's easier for his brain. It's very good. Yeah, I read them and then I just grab the first couple questions and I go, that could make a good Q&A title. So a little peek behind the curtain there.
Kate, don't lie to people.
Why is Kate lying?
I'm
Matt's the
just
best.
you'll know.
Okay, yeah.
No.
The
That's
first
a
part's
lie.
not a lie. Matt is the best.
Can we time them out? Let's time them out.
I can time out Kate.
I'm kidding.
No, I got you. I'll do it right now.
Our first question is coming from Guru.
How do I do this again?
If the cast could choose to be isekai'd into any anime universe, what would it be?
Fairy Tale.
I
Fairy Tale
knew
could be
I
interesting.
that
could
was
be
going to
interesting.
be
This
your
question.
answer.
Every week for the last like decade, I've thought about the answer to this question. It's Fairy Tale every time.
It deleted all the messages when you timed them out. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
That's crazy.
Y'all.
I didn't do that.
Hey, that was me.
That's crazy.
I also only timed Kate out for 10 seconds.
Yeah, but in Kate time, that's like
Done.
60
Like
years, man.
That's true.
You
Kate probably
can't
hung
do
up on
that.
stream.
Does the Ghibli universe count? I would like to go there.
Which one?
Ooh. Joke's on you, they're shared universes.
Are they all shared?
Totoro.
You go to Totoro one. That's a pretty good.
I'm
One.
gonna go to Totoro.
Yeah, that's a valid one.
Kate didn't even notice. That's on brand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Great.
Hey, you would think Matt have said it if she didn't notice. It's crazy.
Okay. I don't know what I want to go to.
Yeah, it's been Fairy Tail for the last
Where you
decade.
going?
I like it because it's just
Where you
like
going, bro?
a very silly world, but it's a world in which like there are a couple anime universes that you'd never want to live in. Like no one should ever want to live in the Naruto universe ever. It's just like that just seems like you'd see a bad time, right? Or like One Piece. I don't like the ocean. I love One Piece. I don't like the ocean. I wouldn't want to live there ever.
One Piece is fine for the ocean, more for like the, I don't know, large overhanging power of world government. That I think is yeah, but they don't live in a big giant tower in the sky. A little different actually.
A little different. Don't send me to solo leveling. That's just
solo
Tokyo, but
leveling.
Worse.
That's just Korea.
Oh yeah, it is Korea. I don't know why I thought it was Japan, but you're right. It's totally a Korean.
Because in recent episodes, they okay. Anyway,
I
think
Attack
I don't
on
know.
Titan is a bad answer.
Ooh, very fair.
I would say
Promise Neverland.
clarifying question for heck no.
Hell no.
Clarifying question for the fairy tale universe.
No.
Yeah.
Can anyone learn magic, or is it something that you have to be?
That is incredibly
quirked
vague,
up with?
so we're gonna say yes because there are holder
Sick.
type.
Okay,
magics
I'll do-
where you could, like
I can't think of anything better for the moment, so I'll go
Yeah.
with that.
yeah.
And because I was like, oh, my hero, but that's like you got to roll dice for that. See if you get the
Get a
chance
good
of having a quirk.
Yeah.
And let alone have a quirk, but then also get a good one that would be there. And knowing
If
my
you're lucky, be like the
statistics-
washing machine guy.
It's weird. I'm not
Oh.
lucky with dice games, but I'm really lucky when it comes to like card pulls and stuff like that, and
That's
other
true.
like random chances and stuff. So I don't know where the line is.
I hate to draft
What
with you because you
about
get such good pulls.
that one time I reincarnated as a slime? We could
That
try
could be a
that.
fun one. I could be a
That could be
demon lord.
cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what would be an interesting world? Not gonna say it. I think
What
You should text me. You should text me.
I had
Whatever it is.
I had an idea. Hold on.
Yeah,
hold
text
on.
me. I'll
Um,
react and I'll tell you whether or not you should say it.
Oh,
yeah.
what the heck?
Just over Discord.
Dungeon Machine.
Dungeon Meshi also
Yeah.
kind of sucks, TBH. Like the whole point is they're
world-
so poor that they have to eat monsters. That's literally the plot of Dungeon
Well,
Meshi.
Also, why do they have to delve into the dungeons and like the whole?
Oh
thing
yeah,
thing
Matt, don't say that one.
I
Don't
would
say
like
that
to
one.
go to the world of Futo
Wait,
Pi,
what?
aka the Kamen Rider anime universe. That would
That
be
would be
sick.
fun. Yeah. Kenna, you've not seen the anime? I'll tell you about it later.
Or just Pokemon.
We're
because,
talking about-
that counts.
Pokemon would be great. I would love Pokemon. I would still die.
I would love Pokemon.
I would probably die pretty
you would-
quickly in Pokemon.
I don't think you'd die as quick as you would in Digimon.
That's true. I'd die very quick in Digimon. Luckily, no one threw out Digimon as an
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be good. Great question. Next one comes from the Cloudy Kate.
Oh,
The magic in that's pretty cool
Hey.
too.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, Kate, what is your question? Cast. If you were to make your very own evil team, you were the leader. What would I think we answered this one last week, didn't we?
No, we answered the other half of it because remember we said there were two different questions that were very
That's what
similar?
it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll read it again. Cast. If you were to make your very own evil team that you were the leader of, what would its name be, and what would their gimmick be?
Team Cyber, and it's gonna make the Matrix. It's gonna get rid of all
Ooh.
of everywhere else. We're gonna make the Matrix and forcibly put everyone into it.
That wins. Ew. Ew.
I don't know why that came so quick. I've never thought about this question once in my life.
Yeah, sure, dog. For real.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, 100%. And everybody's gonna be walking around like my uniform is gonna be everybody's gonna have like an Oculus on, and they're gonna have like the
Apple
haptic
Pro Vision.
gloves.
Ew.
Disgusting. I think if I was
VR
gonna make a really,
troopers.
really, really evil one, it like
Call them the
the
extinguishers.
name of the organization would be like Cake, and it'd just be a horrific version of a monarchy in a awful society.
Ooh, you
where-
do like
you can
full,
have
like,
your
French
cake and
pre-revolution
eat
sort of
it
thing.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let
you'd be
them
like
eat
Marie
cake type
Antoinette.
deal.
Yeah.
You know, like classism.
Oh, dude, all your grunts could have like giant foofy hair. That'd be a cool character
Yeah,
design.
yeah. Awful.
Yeah.
And
I
every
don't-
Pokemon knows light screen.
I wonder why you'd be mad at light screen. It's almost like that battle hasn't come out
Hate
yet.
that.
Fuck light screen.
No, we talking even from the tournament in
That's
Kanto
fair.
Journey. That was,
From that, yeah. Fuck
Ugh,
light
get it
screen.
out of here.
Kenna hates moves that half damage. She really does not like them.
And I hate making the sound
Just
effects.
let me hit you.
No,
Take
don't
a hit.
kill me.
I can't think of a good team.
Hackerman from Kung Fury's such a good pull. Sorry for my little
That is
grunts.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
This sign's mostly.
I just like Team Aqua's aesthetic, but I don't care like enough to do their thing.
You don't want
Of,
to flood the
flooding
world.
the world. Yeah, so it's like, eh.
You could be like Team Pirate and just steal their aesthetic, and then you guys are basically just like cooler Team Rocket. You're Team Rocket with Team Aqua's aesthetic.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Set up moves are
Um,
cringe.
Hey, Sean, I'll fight you. Let's go. You-
Okay, next question comes from Not a Geek. With the introduction of 11 new natures to help balance the HP dice, what flavors would those affect, i.e. salty, savory, since the first 25 have sweet, sour, bitter, dry, spicy? I am imagining a Pokemon that likes bland food now.
So just as a real quick thing, all of the previous natures, whenever your Pokemon have the nature, they also like a flavor of food, whether that be sweet,
Mhm.
sour, bitter, dry, and spicy.
Yeah.
And the question is now that we've added an HP stat like series of natures, what flavors would those affect? I think salty savory is a good
Ooh.
starting point. Like umami is just like a good, like, you know,
MSG.
MSG.
MSG. Monosodium glutamate.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of answered your question right there. That's kind of the go-to, right, of what they're missing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's any sour, bitter, dry, spicy.
Other flavor profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of. I'm gonna look this up real quick.
We
What
run out
are
of flavor
these?
profiles, so we start going into texture profiles.
Ugh,
The base,
crunchy.
the five basic
Like
tastes are
scrunchy!
sweet,
That's
sour,
not my
salty,
Pokemon.
bitter, and umami. I mean, they have the dry one on here as a flavor profile, so wet would be interesting.
Oh.
That's a texture.
That is a
See?
texture.
All right, you
Yeah.
go into textures.
Yeah, slimy. It's
Interesting.
the new flavor.
The next
Disgusting.
the next question
Icky
comes
oozy.
from William. Stop talking. Question for Kenna. Does Coryne have any plans on what type of version of the I'm gonna posit this. Spoilers?
Spoilers
For current season.
Spoilers for current for Weathering Storms and also some Shattered Path, but mostly Weathering Storms.
Yeah. I'll take it again. For Kenna, does Coryne have any plans on what type of version of the Pallet Town Gym would be yet? What
So
her
what-
version of the Pallet Town Gym
Yeah.
would be?
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
If you were to hypothetically become the gym leader of the
Ooh.
Pallet Town Gym, what type would you do?
Oh,
Fire
I don't
extinguisher
know,
type.
because I could see Coryne like kind of following the legacy that's been set up and doing normal, and keeping it normal, especially because there's no other gym that has normal right now. Do dual type gyms exist?
Not as far as I'm aware. In basically any game ever.
No. I could also see Coryne doing a little script flip and like doing a dual type gym in two senses of the word, where either like every Pokemon in the gym has to be dual type, or like is dual type, and so you have to
Mhm.
prepare for every Pokemon being a dual type.
Very
I think
fair.
that might be a little too much to prepare for. Or
I mean,
it's like
Most gyms have that already, though. If it's like, oh, it's a rock type gym, you have so many different dual type rock Pokemon that are there
Rock
where
type?
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know I'd be
That's
fighting
fair.
grass
Matt
here
and I
also. So
literally
I think
designed
you can get
gym
away with
leader
it.
teams like the other day, or like yesterday, and they were all dual type Pokemon.
Yeah.
You use 2
It
Dittos.
feels
That's
like it would
crazy.
just be like a generalist gym. Maybe it would be a dual type gym in the aspect of all dragons, all normal.
Oh, so just 2 ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
ghost
2
and
ends
normal.
of the spectrum of strength
half and half team.
of Pokemon. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think
It could be
because
I'm gonna
Corinne's
take a lot of
team right
setup.
now is very like all around. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you guys are all generalists, very much.
Gym type gym.
Yeah.
Gym
type
type
do
gym
think,
is physical fitness.
Yeah.
The fitness
For-
grand pacer is
gyms, it's like whatever team you're using in the gym doesn't necessarily have to reflect what your team is naturally outside of that. Because like your team you currently have is yes, your competitive team, but also are more of like your companions than they are your like work team. Which is like whenever I was helping out at the Cerulean gym, I didn't always use Bowie, but I used other Pokemon that were like gym Pokemon specifically for that. That weren't reflective of my team. So I think that could definitely be
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, palette can definitely be seen as like a starter area, and so I think
Mhm.
Coryne would want to. It's either like the starting area or the ending area, and so like if you're starting, normal type. If you're ending, dragons. You know,
That'd be
or
wild.
like,
A gym
or like,
that like
or like
did a
steel.
different type for like every like badge
Oh,
level would be so interesting.
Depending on what badge number you're
Like,
hitting them
yeah.
with, it's a
Yeah.
rotating.
Oh my
That's
god,
That could be
that'd
fun.
be.
Write that down. Write that down.
Real quick,
Professor, what's the likelihood of the Elite Four giving that a pass? Or
bro, there is some
whoever
fuck
decides
ass
who the
gimmicks
gyms are.
across gyms. Like if you remember in Unova, they had those triplets that were like fire, grass, and water.
That was pretty fun though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like you could. There's a lot of gimmicks you could do. Real quick though,
Fair.
I want to point something out from the chat that Dinosaur said,
Yeah.
which is they realized that Corinne's team is
Dan.
mostly Gen 1. Dog,
Ooh.
we're in Kanto. That's where the Pokemon are gonna be from. It's the Gen 1 region. Just because these other people got out here with non-Gen 1 Pokemon, it's like I would hope somebody has a mostly Gen 1 team.
And I want to apologize for that. I'm happy with my little freaks.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
TBD. Actually, I'm really glad you asked that question. I'm gonna ruminate.
Think
I'm gonna
about
ruminate
it.
on that.
Yeah.
The next question comes from Yamato Hikaru. In addition to William's question, what is Richie's reputation in the Unbeatable universe? Did he defeat Red like he did Ash, or did the two get very far in the Indigo Plateau match? Is there any other reason why he isn't viewed highly aside from what happened in episode 2 or 3? Pause. Spoilers.
Yeah.
I say we leave it at that.
I think spoilers.
Oh.
I think it's coming up in a current episode. I will state, because something that was not mentioned in an episode, so I'll clarify here. Because it doesn't actually have to do with Richie as a character. It has to do with Red as a character, the difference between Red and Ash. Red won the championship in his rookie year, which means he was not defeated at Indigo the way that Ash was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
So that's
Kind of crazy.
that's the difference there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say that this does get answered, and I may or may not have edited the episode that had this answered. So how neat is that, guys?
Yeah, it definitely.
For me to know that you guys won't see that for
was
a
that
little bit.
Was that the one you were?
What was the answer?
Okay, yeah. Oh,
I will type it to you while.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Aaron, you type it while I read the next question.
Yeah, you read the next question. I'm just gonna say.
Thank you.
Okay. Kenna, trust you'll get that. I'm reading this beginning of this question. It is directed to you, so you're gonna have to lock in for this. It's by. Well, I was gonna read it to you.
Yes. Okay. I got it.
Take a beat. Take a beat. Okay. Coryne, special question for you. You are pulled aside. Murmurs, gasps, and cheers. You have been picked to have a special costume made for one of your Pokemon. Who would you choose, and what would it look like? You will be able to design it perfectly how you see it without any incident.
That's a big question.
So, you know, What are they called? They're called like happy. I read what they were called once because I thought about renting one for a
You're really saying a
event that
whole
was
lot
happening.
of
But
vagueness.
the big inflatable
Wacky wavy
flaily
inflatable arm
guys. They're
guys?
like, yeah,
Two
those
people.
guys for Spiritomb.
That's pretty funny. It has like a little angry face. It's like,
Yeah,
That's
and
so
it's just like-
fucking good. I hate how good of an answer that is.
I like that because it's like the little
That's
fan
so
at the bottom is just
wrong.
the brick, and the brick sits there, and
Just
everything
the-
just
yeah, it's just the keystone, and it's just
I like that.
That's so
have a
funny.
little air bubble
Yeah,
that
take that.
fills up. It's just nightmare,
It
nightmare,
would, look,
nightmare.
it would look like those like thank you, lamb
Oh
sauce.
my
What
gosh.
is this? Why is this every month? How do you
That's wild. I love that for that Pokemon. I feel like no matter what,
Thank
you had that
you.
prep. You had that prep ready to go no matter what Pokemon was.
That's
shown.
crazy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's so kind.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I appreciate you on so many levels. Holy crap.
That's so wild.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
speaking of
Thank you.
that
That's
type of stuff
fantastic.
happening, because this community is awesome. I do want to jump to another question that was a bit further down
Okay.
from Kabobblehead. They said, "Howdy, y'all. Don't have a hat, but I'm going to tip it. I got a question for the professor here. I'm going to answer it though. Is there more activities that us, the community, can do to give our guys more items or encounters?" I may have asked this question before, but this is the last day of the Q&A. Anyway,
Matt, I'll flap my lips and you talk.
okay, so here's the thing. We do a lot of community things that are able to like incentivize us as players. Howsoever, there is something that if you haven't noticed already over on the Patreon that we have that does let you directly influence the community. Now, I will say this is very much a thing that was created by my whim of me
On
hacking
April
the system
Fools?
that I have access to on April Fools, and then we didn't talk about it. But if you go to the Unbeatable channel, there is a special tier called the Rare Candy tier. That specifically it can be given to 3 people at a time, respectively, to the spot. But the tier says these people gain. You can stop doing that.
I
You
just
don't have
I
to-
just saw the chat. There's a Patreon? There's a Discord?
Guys, there's a Patreon. Yeah, I forgot about that. My bad. Yeah, there's a Patreon, and with this Rare Candy tier, the people in this tier gain access to all the benefits of the previous tiers that they're allowed to, like our Discord. Guys, get in there. But it allows you to select a single member of the cast to receive a Rare Candy in game, which a lot of folks have already been talking in the spoiler channel. Rare Candies kind of go hard at the late game, so.
And for all the people who are going
Oh,
like,
it is
yo,
so
that's an incredible amount of money. We're aware it's not for the people to do. There are other ways to interact with the game. Like we mentioned
This is an
earlier.
unreasonable way.
Yeah,
to
that's
do
an
it.
unreasonable game for the people who keep going, hey, we want to give you money. That's for those people. For everybody else who's like us and lives like paycheck to paycheck and is extremely broke all the time, we do plenty of once you hit our $7 tier, you have access to what's called the Pokénet in our Discord.
Pokénet.
Basically, that's where stuff like asking the Q&A questions, taking part in contests and stuff like that is. I run contests pretty regularly, and they affect the game in all kinds of different ways. The 2 most notable ones is we had the Vermilion team guessing one over a trip I did
That was
in
fun.
February, I think that was. It might have been earlier than that. But basically, once the community guessed what members of Vermilion's team would be happening if and when they came back, everybody in the party got a Rare Candy, which recently came to fruition.
Thank you so
in
much,
some,
by the way. Thank you
Patreon
so much,
episodes.
by the way.
Yeah. But
Well done, everybody.
and then the other thing we mentioned recently is like the villain contest that I just had like last week. So if you're at our $7 tier, there are always going to be ways that you can affect the game because we like reaching out to the community. We like getting you guys involved. It's like little Easter eggs for us. We just also have the Rare Candy tier because it was like, that's an April Fool's joke. Unless. And it's one of those things of, fuck it. If you guys just want to give them Rare Candies, give them Rare Candies. This game will end so quick. Yeah, that's it. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I want to give these guys a
Come on,
Marshadow one way or another. No. No.
Yeah.
No. They got to go seek that out. They got to do work for that shit.
Please.
They got to work for that.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Who threw up?
Delibirds all around.
Fantastic.
Everybody gets a Delibird. It's all Delibird.
You get a Delibird, and you get a Delibird.
By the way, I switch pronunciation on it constantly because I
No.
know what the pun is, but like Delibird is fun to say, but it's like deliberate as well. It's like, Matt, what
Okay.
have you been working on?
Sorry.
You've been fiending on something over there for a second.
No, it was I had pulled up a tab to check out the thing for the Patreon. Guys, we're a Patreon, by the way. And then something else finished, so I was just confirming that everything was done with that. Anyway, don't think about it.
Okay, yeah, no, it's fine. I'll send you.
Yeah.
the link
So
for that
next
later.
question comes from
Or we would just share him.
His name's Iron Bundle. I'll kill you, Sean.
Kingsley and Joe. Even being limited by the Pokemon Company, is there Pokemon merch that they could make that you would really want? Maybe plushies, more specific, obscure Pokemon, or even practical things like office supplies that are just Pokemon shaped. For me, a Munchlax trash can with a foot pedal that opens its mouth up for food waste would be very cute. I love how the show keeps up that awesome. Yeah, okay. I love the show. Keep up the awesome content. I read that correctly the first time, guys.
Yep.
Woo! I think. Yeah, that I really love that idea of the Munchlax trash can. For me though, I think I would want it to be a Gibble. For obvious reasons. But I'm trying to think of like other.
I can think of a couple
supply
fun ones.
things.
Scissors
could be cool.
I have a little spray bottle for like my hair stuff that I use in the mornings. I would love it if I could turn that into like a little horsey, like a little bugle, like a
Oh, what's the in-game watering can that they have?
Yeah, I think it's like called like the it depends.
I think
on
it's like a bell sprout or
One's
something.
a Squirtle,
right?
definitely.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Those are good. I enjoy those very much.
I would love to just be able to put normal merch out with the Pokemon from our campaigns on, but we can't do that. Like a really badass t-shirt with like, you guys remember those like Elden Ring t-shirts I showed you guys that one time with like all the hello lines and designs? I would love to do that with your guys' like fully evolved starters at some point, but obviously
Whalmer Pale,
can't
that
do
was it.
Oh,
And the Sunflower one. Yes,
obviously
yes,
we
these
can't
are
do
all
that.
good.
That'd be
These are all
really
good watering
cool.
things. Ooh, Torterra Bonsai would be pretty sick.
Torterra Bonsai would be sick as hell.
Oh, I would.
Pretty
that'd be
sick.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things we'd love to do that just will not be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think
Some fire type cooking utensils would be really sweet.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh, some like
would
oven
like
mitts
that.
that look like what is it, Slugma
Mhm.
or something? So it looks like they're just where
Yeah.
the thumbs are. That's where their head
I
is.
mean,
That'd be pretty
There's
cool.
the number one answers in the Croconaws.
Mama wrote 'em.
Oh, Croco Crocs, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh, Crocs. I don't know
Yeah.
why they don't
Yep.
use it.
yeah.
Also, any of the Rotom utilities, like Muppet said, the Rotom lawnmower or what's the heat Rotom? That's just an air fryer.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Very good.
I love my air fryer.
Trap
I would
and
about
stapler.
that.
Yeah. So tons of trap and stapler would be good. Or
Well,
like
that exists.
does it?
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. Is they already
What?
exist. Yeah.
Interesting.
Matt's about to go onto the Pokemon website.
No, I gotta do stuff. Hold on, stop. Okay. Chris M. Next question. I just had an idea and wanted to ask your opinion. We're happy to answer. I'm a decent Python programmer, and I was thinking about making a program to easily, albeit roughly, due to the rules nuances, convert Pokemon's base stats and possible moves into the Unbeatable system. Do you think that it's a good idea? Follow up, would you be interested in using it?
I can tell you that we'd be interested in using it because one of our audience members, one Oni Deity, has already made something very similar in the form of a spreadsheet algorithm. It definitely works very well in terms of like getting the base stats. Like you said, there's a lot of nuances to the actual game rules. So it's one of those things of like, it works well for doing the computable stuff, but it also comes into the idea of like there always needs to be a human hand for a lot of the like move stuff of like, oh well, you know, is Ember a single target attack? Is it a cone? Like, because those are all just things that you have to sort of imagine as opposed to just pulling data off a sheet. I think doing it in Python is probably going to be way more efficient than doing it in a spreadsheet because Python is one of the best coding languages ever, just straight
And
up.
it's delicious with ice cream. So, great question, Chris. Thanks for asking that. Let's stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. And next question comes from
Try to
Pi.
figure out- There's a world in which
in
people
there.
actually eat python.
Would you rather me have made a snake joke?
Yeah, actually, because I
You
would have
think
gotten
that little
it.
of me?
I didn't get the pie joke because you didn't enunciate the pie. You just
Dang.
said.
Sorry, I guess my coding was wrong. Get that, Chris?
Yeah, you didn't. You
That was
didn't add a
little
semicolon at the end.
programming
of that. Yeah.
joke.
Oh
Anyway,
my god.
the Green Knight, great person asked a question. What has been your favorite battle to compete in?
Ooh, I know mine. I'm gonna wait to see your guys' answers, but I know mine.
Are you saying you know yours for like what you've done,
Yeah,
or
for
like
me.
the one that you've done against us, or
Yeah, the one that I've
I mean,
done.
obviously
I'm
all of
sorry,
them
what
have
was
been.
the question?
What's been your favorite battle
you've
to
done?
compete in?
Yeah, that you've done thus far. And if it's a spoiler, you can just say spoiler.
That was not even a reach for Reed Richards. You
Heavy.
can stop that, Sean.
Heavy spoiler.
Heavy spoiler. So that
Wait,
one
what
was
did
your
you say?
favorite? Oh, he's responding to Sean in the.
No, Sean was being
in
mean
the
to me.
chat.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. Get some help.
Thank
So
you,
that was
Vassell.
your
A C
favorite?
plus is a great grade for that coding joke.
True.
I just really enjoyed the dynamic of that and how much
You guys will be
I
seeing
really
this,
enjoyed the dynamic of it.
mid-July, the battle we're talking about right now.
and how I really enjoyed the dynamic and how it made me feel, and the surprises that came with it were incredible. I'm really pumping this
Yeah.
fight up, you guys.
By the way, the
Yeah.
Patreon will see this mid-July. YouTube will see this mid-August.
It was good. It was good to go in a similar vein for what Ken is talking about, which isn't going to be my favorite one, but I just enjoyed going woo the entire time, and that'll make sense. I think for me, I really enjoyed my battle with my mom at the Pokemon Center
That was a great
to
one.
get to go up against Gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very fun.
That one had narrative stakes for the entire camp. If you'd lost
I was
that, you guys
either
would have
thinking
gone
that
to
one
Cerulean.
or what's the battle in the tournament?
The Perry
with,
one?
Who won
No, not
against-
Perry. No,
Oh.
Perry.
Mm-mm.
That was fun
The
for a
Arya
different
one?
reason
Arya?
because that was me trying to get away with something,
Yeah.
and I almost did. But yes, no, Arya. That
Arya.
fight was really good too.
Oh,
Okay.
No, Kate, not Matt versus Perry. Although that was good, I know that's what you would vote for.
Yeah. It's because it's Kate's favorite character beating on Kate's least favorite human.
What battles do you think you would say you've enjoyed doing for either other NP? Well, and
I know my
they've been
favorite
with
battle
us.
that I've run as the GM thus far. My favorite
What
battle
is
that
it?
we've done
What
was
is
the
it?
Spiritomb fight. I
Tell me.
loved getting to fight all of you at once. It was a really
that was
fun
scary.
and
was
super
pretty
interactive
cool.
battle. It was like
That was
getting
pretty
to
neat.
do a whole lot with it. And it was before I had access to rage points as a mechanic because oh
Mhm.
my god, rage points would have gone crazy in that
We
battle.
would have
It
died.
would have been so good. If I could just add extra wounds, oh my god.
No.
Yeah, I really loved the Spiritomb fight, and I'd love to do something similar in the future of getting to go up against all the players at once. Unfortunately, this is not super a spoiler. When that happens, it'll probably be a legend, TBH.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we
Has the
didn't
episode
skedaddle.
come out?
Which episode?
Has the episode come out where we do that thing with the besties?
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah. Your two friends?
Oh, okay, great. I also really enjoyed the battle of DJ and I against Noah and Nels.
Yeah. that was
Oh,
one.
that one.
Up at
yeah,
Bill's Tower.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a few
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
one was
that was
super
good.
fun.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? What battles have you enjoyed against DJ and Gavin, respectively?
Against DJ, I really like the Vermilion City battle.
Jeez, really? Okay, yeah, that was a good one.
I'll tell you my least favorite one against Burrty, and it's no fault of Burrty's. It's the
Was it the first one with against Surge's?
No, it was the one against
Yeah, I remember.
Jeremy at Vasco. If only because I fucked up the count on one thing in that battle, and I have gotten comments about it every week for the last 2 years. And it's just like, oh my god, people, let it go.
Sorry
I
to
messed
stir
up
that
one
pot
cannon.
again. I apologize.
it's okay.
Next question is coming from Stories Untold. For the professor, I find the trainer archetypes a bit lacking. Is there a planned rollout of more archetypes in the future? If so, are there any you would like to spotlight? If not, why not?
Well, I've
If
got
no, why not?
a couple answers to this question. One, if you
All
want more
right.
archetypes, the community has been working really hard on extra ones. I know a lot of people have posted homebrew ones, but I do want to specifically call out Oni Deity once again, who has a spreadsheet full of fun archetypes. I've looked at a few of them. They look very fun. Almost none of them are balanced, but it's fine because this game isn't about balance. But in terms of ones from me, I have been super working on the actual book for our game. Oh my god, guys, I almost said proper nouns just now when I said the game, and I was like, oh, we haven't unveiled that information.
You gotta watch yourself.
I gotta watch myself. I've been working very heavily on our game, which
In the middle of our
we
street.
thought was gonna be in Q1 of this year, then we thought was gonna be in Q2. So we'll see when it comes out. We don't know.
But we know it's going to be QT.
Just like you,
Anyway,
Matt.
sorry.
And
Just
we
like
know it's
you.
gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
Unbeatable.
But with that, I don't actually have a plan to update the game for some time. It's one of those things where we've been chatting a little bit. And again, if you're in the Discord and you're like around the discussions and really checking those, I've mentioned multiple times that Unbeatable version 0.5 is probably not coming out for several more months. That will have a few more archetypes in it, including, I don't think this is a spoiler to say, but slight spoiler for Weathering Storms. In this arc, they will be hitting Saffron City, which is still a psychic type gym. I have been playing a little bit with a psychic type archetype, which is a little bit fun. But yeah, so you know, that's as far as that's gone. In terms of more archetypes, I think I've got maybe 3 or 4 planned. But again, the archetypes are where you guys have a lot of playroom to just sort of look at what mechanically exists and mess around. It's people like Oni.
Homebrew peaks at that.
Yeah, who
I
come
think.
through making all this homebrew and like really playing around with it. The homebrew, by the way, if you guys are not in the Discord, we have a Discord. The homebrew channel is not one of the ones that's tier locked. And that it's going off every other day. There's stuff in the homebrew.
And it is
popping off.
popping in there.
Yeah.
Pop it off.
Such good
So
stuff in
if
there.
you guys like homebrew, please go check that out because that's where it is. King Sealy, you just got here. We answered your question like 15-20 minutes ago.
King Sealy!
Yeah.
Also, Kabobblehead, no.
I didn't read what.
Naughty, no.
No, yeah,
Good
don't do that.
try.
Not a good try. Bad try. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Kate.
but
guys
if
have
you
taken this as a
if you were to go over to the Discord, where that homebrew section is, as Aaron says and as Kenna said, it's popping off. There are people saying something crazy in there.
I'll kill you, Matt. I was
it's
wondering
kinda
what
wild,
bit you
so-
were setting up. And then I heard
I almost
you
put it
hit
in
the
beta test
energy.
questions. That was the wrong spot. But yeah, they're saying something crazy in there. So feel free to check that out. Tell them I sent you. But good question.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell
that's
them
funny.
that.
Next question comes from Province 61.
I killed Matt.
The characters.
I killed Matt.
If the hold on. If
To get this joke, you need to go to the Discord and look at the homebrew channel. That's the only way this joke
Oh
makes
my
sense.
God.
characters, if the characters could be anyone in the Pokemon universe, who would it be and why?
What? I didn't even read what was the question? Oh, give me anyone in the Pokemon
If the
universe.
characters could meet anyone in the Pokemon universe, who'd it be and why?
Cynthia, next question.
That for all of us? Yeah, sure. I'm trying to
Uh,
think who would Seth want to.
Oh, if the characters could meet anyone? Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Oh, Coryne wants to meet Red.
Yeah, that's a good one. Tanner wants to
For
meet.
sure,
Wants
dude.
to. Who does Tanner want to meet? I don't know. Who does Vermilion want to meet? I gotta think about this.
Anyway, next question.
Wow, Kate, I'm surprised you didn't say Perry.
Yeah, how dare you, Kate?
Oh,
That's off brand. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Who are you? What have you done with Kate?
you don't want to meet Brand.
You know, yeah, it's fine.
Ooh, what's the name? Oh my god, there's a really important character in Sword and Shield. What is her name? She is the second in command of, let's see here, Sword and Shield Vice President. What is her name? Olina? That's who Vermilion wants to meet. Olena's a badass. Yeah, the vice president of Macrocosmos who invented the Dynamax band. Yeah, that's a badass.
Very cool.
We'll say that.
Dang.
I think Seth had knocked out one of them by meeting Adeline Voss, and then the other one he had was Brock, but he didn't have the ability to like fully meet him at the thing on account of bird terrorism. So we missed that opportunity.
Mushrooms doing the Foxtrot says Morty for Tanner. I was actually going to initially say Morty, who's the ghost type gym leader of Johto. But if you'll remember, Morty. Tanny. You said Morty right as I was saying Tanner, and it fucked me up. Tanner is a non-rookie trainer from Johto. There is no way he has not already met Morty, the ghost type gym leader. There's no way. Yeah. So that would definitely be where that goes. Yeah.
And then I feel like Gavin would say Cynthia still.
Absolutely. I think that's canon. Yeah.
DJ would say Morty.
Morty.
I think that's good. The next question comes from Koinu. Who out of your group, trainers or Pokemon, are the best pranksters? Axel.
Yeah.
Axel.
It's the monkey. Unless you want to call costing hundreds of thousands of Poke a prank, in which case it'd be Fender.
He'd have to be aware of what he's doing.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen a pranking ability of Mimikyu yet.
Do we have any Pokemon with the ability Prankster? Yeah, I'm gonna check this real quick.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, I love Prankster's ability. We talked about putting a Pokemon on your team with a Prankster ability, and then I think we decided not to.
A gun.
Yeah. No. We have those.
No, that's Coryne.
Yeah.
Why are you
I don't think we. Hold on. Let me gander.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I hate you.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, open your mouth.
Because my brain was like, oh wait, why did we choose? And then I remembered. So yeah.
Because we were doing something else.
But that would still be good.
Yeah. Anyway.
Interesting.
All spoiler talk. All things we can't actually
not gonna
say
lie,
to the audience.
I kind of forgot about that thing until he just reminded me about it. So that's what that was about.
You had to go.
Final question comes from Malden Scott. Hey. I've got a fun question for the cast. In the games. It's all about catching every Pokemon you see, like a full-on gotta catch 'em all mission. But you guys seem pretty chill about it, because we are kind of chill. Yep. Like you're not in a rush to fill up the Pokedex. Just wondering, is there a reason you're not super focused on catching every Pokemon? I got you. But also, Aaron can get you. Who do you want to get you?
I'll go after. I'll let you do it, and if I still have stuff to add, I'll go after. So you go for it.
Okay. One is a video game that is based on giving a child a task to complete a thing, and they said, hey, you know what, 150. Now they're like,
1,000.
A good G. Go ahead and fill that up. You got that.
A good G.
And so that gives you a lot more of that like strict thing to do. Another thing of it being a video game is video games are very linear with scripting. So there's only so much you can do. So they give you the role of the person whose task is to capture every Pokemon, or at least capture a majority to then earn X, Y, and Z.
No, that was the sixth generation.
We are pretty chill and don't have to adhere to those rules. We were given Pokedexes, but also Red did all that, so we don't need to.
We're good.
He did what the game thing was, and he stayed quiet the entire time. But we don't have to worry about that. So that's the biggest reason. I do think that if we wanted to tell that more particular story, we could, but would it be as fun for us?
I agree.
We'd have to have different people for that, because I'm sure our characters could go through and catch every Pokemon that we want to see, but where we are, we're not really set up to succeed with that. We're much more set up to have a story be told in the way we're doing it.
what Sean said in the chat is so true. What
did you say, Sean?
Is struggling with owning 8 Pokemon.
Man.
Imagine if you had 100 that you had to pick from of what you were going to use.
I just personalize them too much, and I love them too much.
Yeah.
Every Pokemon means something to me. So
Yeah.
if I had to
Yeah,
get
you
every
fucking hate
single
your
one,
Beedrill, don't you? You put her in the box. You hate her.
Beatrix is a beautiful, sassy bitch, and I love her.
I think she's just at Oak Labs, just voguing with Poppy
Yes.
the entire time.
Yes.
And Poppy's just like, okay, just you're kind of making a breeze with your wing. Okay, all right, go ahead, it's fine. And they just get a lot of paperweights to weigh down all their research.
That's hilarious.
That's the vision.
Madonna just constantly on in the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think, gang, that's all of our questions. Bonus round. Graphic on the screen. Any questions that you want immediately answered in the chat here, feel free to throw them our way as we start to wind down our fun little community hour. We're not going away just yet, but we're here. We're chilling. And if you have any questions and or nice things to say about me, feel free to just drop them in the chat. You can just say yours out loud, Kenna. It's fine.
Oh my god! In the memes chat in the Discord, they put an image of the trap-inch stapler.
Have I drink water today? I don't think I have. I will after this though when I go eat.
It's water.
But you can guess.
Any non-Pokemon Unbeatable game ideas?
Guys, I'm gonna be real.
Probably.
I'm putting a photo of this stapler on the screen in just a moment because it's such a good fucking.
It's $45.
What's $45?
As this fucking stapler is crazy. This fucking stapler is the greatest thing ever. I love it so much.
It is the greatest thing.
Anyway.
Guys, I fucked up my slinky.
What the fuck did you do?
I was wondering what you had in your hand.
I knew you were
but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Fuck up my slinky, guys.
This is
because you had it all like together.
Because I can't fuck up a screwdriver.
I messed it up.
Let's see here.
You guys are casuals.
I'll fix it.
Get on my level.
Unbeatable game ideas. So many. The ability to work on any of them?
dull.
None. No.
I'm working on it. I will have it fixed by the end of tonight.
Did Himothy get any vision issues from the burb? Oh,
we're good.
Seth can still see. I forgot Seth was Himothy. I apologize.
We're rocking.
Yeah.
I never forgot.
It's slunky. Says Sean.
Yeah, I think I messed up my slinky.
Shipping of NPCs. I'm gonna be real, guys. Okay, the whole shipping conversation. I'll verbally talk about this here. I get hyper uncomfortable with character shipping in the chats for several reasons. One, when it involves player characters, which I know that's not what Not a Geek is referring to in the chat right now, but I'm gonna start here and then move forward. One, with the player characters, because these are all my friends. That's a weird thing for me, especially because a lot of them, we're not super used to people being in the limelight. You know, it's not like, say, like people like to cast a Critical Role who like literally voice act characters that get shipped every other day. So it's one of those things where we
shouldn't happen
still
in
probably
most cases,
shouldn't,
but
like it becomes canon, and that's a whole different conversation. But especially with like this game, it's like, okay, a lot of these people, it's our home game, it's our one game that we've got. So just player characters in general makes me super uncomfy. But then NPCs, it's like, if they're canon, go for it. But like, other than that, try and keep it out of the main community Discord. Just because I read the community Discord all the time, and it kind of makes me hyper uncomfortable. If you guys want to set up your own community spaces, like subreddits, Tumblrs, stuff like that, that's your own space, yo. Go write those fan fictions. Just don't post them on the community server, because it's man, I don't like reading them. It makes me feel not good
Please
in my tummy.
In my tummy. Also,
you
fixed
it.
Yay.
I was so confused. I thought it was a visual glitch, like a waveform.
It
on
was,
the screen
yeah.
For a second. Yeah, I didn't realize it was. Yeah.
No, Ken has reached the level of loudness where we can visually see the sound waving in front.
Captain Nolan can't be shipped with this people. He's not a professor. He's a captain.
What if he was though, and then dropped the professor title to become a captain?
That'd be really funny.
Add the lore, Aaron.
Any
You can do
tips
it.
for making a weaker Pokemon a fun and unique boss without being a pushover? I mean, first things first, right? Boss Pokemon in my games have an extra like amount of wounds they can take. Give it rage points. Let it do extra damage. Maybe give it an extra move slot or two. Give it extra PP. The thing is one of the things that we forget. Shut up. I'll fight you.
It's scary. It's scary when they have extra moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Give it extra PP on a move that has 1 PP that shouldn't have more than 1.
The thing is that people forget about in this is like there's the assumption with Unbeatable that all Pokemon should be playing off the same base level because the players are assumed to be able to catch whatever the enemies are, and DMs don't want to give players unfair Pokemon. Arceus did it. Have dope Guardian Pokemon that are not necessarily the best stats, but they get cool shit that the players are just not allowed to catch. I really missed
when we were running away from the what's it called on Cinnabar. That
the
large Magmortar. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Very scary.
That was crazy.
Yeah, just give weak Pokemon bullshit abilities and the players' inability
give it
to
a
catch
Z
them.
move. That's crazy.
Give it Z moves, dude. Like that's the thing is be creative with the Pokemon.
Oh, okay. You can only give it a Z move if you actually do the tutting move of like whatever you have to do to activate the Z move.
Yeah.
If you're the boss.
If the players are not allowed to catch the Pokemon for whatever reason, whether it be like a pseudo or not even pseudo, like a mythic, or if it's like a guardian of a forest that like there would be huge ramifications if they tried to catch, or even if you just said, hey, Pokeballs are not going to work on this Pokemon or for whatever reason, that gives you the freedom to give them all the bullshit that you don't want the players to have access to. Right? Like in Dungeons and Dragons, you can just put anything on a monster because you don't assume that monster is going to join the party. That was a dog bark scared the shit out of me. It's okay.
So sorry.
Yeah, so it's just like give it bullshit abilities and then tell the players at the beginning, go, hey, it's got a bullshit ability, so they don't feel cheated when the time comes.
Let me see.
Is it possible to make players even Vermilion and Tanner an NPC in my game? Like Seth could be yo, it's your game. I can't control it.
You just got to make me funny.
Yeah, if you're not funny, I'm gonna barge your door down, take Seth away, and walk out.
Yeah, the cost to have Seth be in your game is you have to tell me a very funny joke in the server, and I'll reply to it with the little Seth emoji, and then that will know you got the Seth seal of approval.
Yeah. Once again, by the way, I'm going to go back to it real quick because I feel very strongly about this point.
Once again.
It should be totally viable for you to say Pokeballs will not work on this Pokemon. I actually wrote that into some rules for the custom game that we're working on, where I said, this capture device cannot capture these creatures because like the player should not feel entitled to have access to every mystical thing that they come across. One of the cool things about Pokemon is they very often have the ability to do so, but one of the things you've seen in Unbeatable is it took an incredible amount of plot bullshittery for somebody to catch a legend, you know? That just is not allowed in my game, is people catching legends. In other people's games, sure, it might be allowed, but the players know that going
and that BS was called triathlete physicality, baby.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Is adding an extra D20 to your fucking thing. Muted Kenna is so funny because she doesn't want us to hear the dog that's with her. So she's being
because if I remember correctly, it was Seth, you're the only one standing up. Do you want to try and catch it? And I said, nope. I'm gonna wake up the person who's got a really good pitch.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel very strongly about this because it's something I've had to think about of Pokemon tabletop games in general. Is people being like, how do I put in Groudon without one of my players catching Groudon? You tell them, hey, you're not allowed to catch Groudon.
Okay, you didn't have to tell them what I asked you, but
hey,
that's
Matt,
okay.
I know that you really wanted Groudon on your team, but it wouldn't have been fair to everybody else.
He was cool, man. Tell me to make a ground type team and I can't have Groudon. Anyway, guys, I think those were some lovely questions. I'm gonna just make sure there's not any I'm missing at the very tail end of this here. Is Ultra Beast gonna be part of the story?
Nope. I'll tell you right now. Nope. I have.
Do you have any plans?
Ultra Beast is not one of them.
For kaiju-sized non-legendary Pokemon, I have massive Torterra Giant, Dragonite at Bills, and so on.
If we roll it.
Yeah. Also, we haven't gone to whatever that place was called.
What the
With the big onyx, Grandpa Canyon.
Oh yeah,
or something?
not Grandpa Canyon. That is Mount Hideaway. Ooh, apologies, I hiccuped. That is Mount Hideaway. And if you guys go there, there will be fucking huge onyxes there, as I've talked about before.
Crazy. But we're good. So probably not. Who knows? It could change. We don't know what's going on. Put your hand down.
I love for the
Well,
audio
gang?
listeners the idea that there's some guy in your room. It's got a
Well,
hand
gang.
raised, and you're just yelling at
Well,
him.
Anyway, well, gang, we had fun today. What was your favorite part? Mine too. I
say
think.
delicioso.
Have you ever been surprised by community's favorite Pokemon polls? Aaron, have you
Every
been
week.
surprised by those?
Every week.
Every week.
Every
Well,
week.
guys, what a great time. What was your favorite part? Mine too. We will catch you.
Same bit twice.
Or sorry, we may catch you next month with the
Oh,
Q&A.
it's May.
But
It's the month of May.
for now, we will leave you with this. Aaron, hit him with the graphic.
It's gonna be May.
Oh, everybody wish Kenna a happy early birthday. Goodbye.
Bye!